Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our July 2018 televised Board of Education meeting. I'd ask everybody to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Lavelle, can I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Castelli?
Here.
Mrs. Corso?
Here.
Ms. Levette?
Here.
Mrs. McKay?
Here.
Mrs. Purcell?
Here.
Mr. Reynolds? Mrs. Raccio?
Here.
Mr. Ross?
Here.
Mr. Votto?
Here.
8 members present and voting.
Thank you so much. We're in summer mode, we do not have student board reps, obviously, and because we are in summer mode, we don't have presentation and awards. I will open it up at this point. If there's anybody from the audience that has any questions for the Board of Ed, I'd ask you to come on up and state your name and address. Anybody? Okay. I'm assuming not. Okay. So with that, can I get a motion to go into executive session for the discussion of E1, discussion of superintendent's evaluation, E2, discussion of acceptance of candidate to high school coaching position, E3, discussion of acceptance of resignations, E4, discussion of acceptance of retirements, E5, discussion of leave of absence, and E6, discussion of appointment of candidates for teaching positions.
So moved. Second.
I have a first and second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. We're in executive session. Okay, we are back. Can I get a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
Second.
I have a first and second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. We're out of executive session. May I get a motion to accept consent agenda items 7.1 through 7.6?
So moved. Second.
Have a first and second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Item 8, we have no items removed from the consent agenda. Number 9, correspondence, Mr. Votto.
There were 3 gifts that we were going to make mention of, and I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Menzo since they are pretty big numbers, and I
Sure.
think he should explain.
Thank
Sure.
you.
So 7.4, 7.5, and 7.6 are the items that Mr. Votto is speaking of. The first one, 7.4, which is a donation of Nariva span systems valuing at $44,985. Those are the systems that we have at central office. We will now have one in all of our schools. We're very pleased. That partnership has certainly been very beneficial to our students and our staff. So we're looking with Ms. Veyu's support and her staff support, making sure that we are moving forward with installation. The product has already arrived. I think it was here a matter of 2 days after we got the agreement with them. So we do want to say thank you to the Nariva Span Company. This is the company that we work with out of Canada, and we're very fortunate. So these systems are highly interactive projection systems that will be in the schools. We're working with principals to put them in locations that students and staff could have contact with. The next one, 7.5, is in recognition of the continued support of Gaylord Hospital with our Wallingford Adult Education CNA program. This is an in-kind donation because they let us use their space, and we believe that this is very important. So it is valued at $37,000 if we were to have to rent a space or utilize space with all the facilities and equipment that is involved. So we again are very supportive and very thankful for the work that Gaylord is willing to provide. And they also, it's not even just about the space, to be honest. And this is both with the next one too, with Masonic, is that it's also about the professionals that come with that space. that meet with our students, talk about the practical application of the skills that they're learning, talk about, just that this is something they can attain, this future career in medical careers, be it nursing or otherwise. So that $37,000 we thank Gaylord Hospital. And then 7.6 is to Massonicare for the adult education CNA program also, and it's valued at $25,000. Again, similarly speaking, for the space that they provide, as well as for the professional expertise that they lend and share with our students.
Thank you for that explanation, and thank you for these generous donations. They make our school system that much, richer is the right word. Thank you, Kathy. It does make us richer. That's true. So thank you for that. Item 10, committee reports, ACES. I imagine we're going to go through most of these as not
Most of
having
these,
meetings.
I would just say 10.1 ACES, 10.2
Wintergreen
is
and
it's summer break.
Yep.
Our business think tank has not gotten together over the summer. PTAC is again on hiatus.
Yep.
Plan of Conservation and Development.
nothing. Food service.
Food services, strategic planning is on pause. I don't know if Mr. Deptula would like to give an update on 10.7 and 10.8 though. Could you just make sure you have the microphone? Sorry.
The stage lighting and renovation project is on schedule and at budget right now. We do have a small extra and some credits, but it's gonna cancel each other out, so that should be on budget. The window project, we do have a sizable extra coming for asbestos that was found inside wall cavities, but I don't expect it to be real high. I'm thinking around $15,000, and there should be the town has enough money in the contingency for the project to cover that. So right now we're on schedule and there shouldn't be any issues.
Great. Thank you.
And I just want to thank Mr. Deptula for his leadership in this.
Where was the asbestos again?
When the building was renovated as new, I don't really know what date that was. I have to check. They removed the outside window walls and they removed the inside walls. So there were pipe stubs that came up that fed steam radiators in every classroom. Those were cut off and just terminated. They left the insulation in the concrete deck. So now we've opened that up again and we found it. It should have never been left behind the first time, but when that building was renovated as new, they weren't quite as concerned about things like asbestos.
Now, once it's removed, though, don't you have to wait a certain period before you go
During,
back in there?
prior to the removal, they do air sampling to make sure that the place isn't already contaminated. Then during the removal, they do sampling, and after the removal, you get final clearance. Normal abatements like this, usually 4 or 5 days, and you get clearance.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. Item 11, old business. I do not believe we have any. Item 12, instructional committee. Mrs. Corso, you are up.
Great. Okay, so 12.1, approval of our Board of Ed schedule meetings for February 19th through January of 2020. Oh, sorry, mic is off. 12.1, the approval of Board of Ed schedule. I'm making a motion for that, Roxanne?
Yeah, we need a motion, yeah.
Okay, I make a motion that the board approve our schedule of meetings for February 2019 to January 2020.
Second.
Hold on, I'm going to my notes.
Any discussion?
All those in favor? Signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Thank you, sorry about that.
No worries.
Summer break.
Yep.
Okay, 12.2, Dr. Menzo.
Yes, this is an annual recommendation that I make regarding our substitutes. So I recommend that the Board of Education vote to terminate, as of the end of the 2017-18 school year, the employment of 16 substitute teachers in the Wallingford school system on the substitute teacher list, and that this list be included as part of the minutes of this board meeting. The recommendation is for the following reasons. Under the teacher tenure law, section 10-151 of the Connecticut State General Statutes, the definition of teacher under the law includes any certified professional employee working for at least 90 days in a teaching position. The specific substitute teachers I am recommending for termination fall within this definition of teacher. Under the teacher tenure law, anyone who is a teacher becomes subject to the statute's provisions regarding the employment, non-renewal, and termination. Accordingly, it is necessary that these teachers should have their employment concluded or terminated as of the completion of the 2018 school year, so that we will be free to determine our needs and utilization of substitutes for the coming school year. This action should not affect our utilization of the services of substitute teachers for the coming 2018-19 school year, consistent with our prior policies and practices. Finally, I also recommend that I be authorized and instructed to communicate notice of this action in writing to the individuals affected by this action and to respond for the Board of Education to any appropriate request which may be forthcoming from them or their representative or as otherwise required.
Great, thank you. So I make a motion that the Board of Ed approve the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools regarding the termination of employment of the 16 substitute teachers in the Wallingford school system on the substitute teacher list, and that this list be included as part of the minutes of this board meeting. And further move that the Superintendent of Schools be directed to communicate this action in writing to those individuals, and that the Superintendent of Schools be authorized to respond on behalf of the Board of Ed to any requests which may be forthcoming from them and/or their representative or as otherwise required. Teachers that are included on the substitute teacher list for 2017-2018 include Scott Abrams, Danielle Chamberlain, Gail Giannet, Alicia Havrilla, Jamie Rudowitz, Sandra Stickler, Candace Brickley, Donna Costanzo, Kelly Furstenberg, Peter Menta, Rebecca Sanderson, Charles Catala, Michelle DeSanti, Megan Farrell, Kelly Rainey, and Narita Santoni Cardona. All those in favor signify...
need a second.
I need a
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. 12.4, I make a motion that the Board of Ed accept the appointment of the following candidate to a coaching position at Mark T. Sheehan High School cheer coach Shelby LaChance.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. 12.5, I make a motion that the Board of Ed accept with regret the resignation of Allison Kennedy effective June 30th, 2018. She was an elementary teacher since August 2017.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. I make a motion that the Board of Ed accept with regret the resignation of Brian Marquito, effective June 30th, 2018. He has been a PE teacher since August 2008.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. I make a motion that the Board of Ed accept with regret the resignation of Melanie Yulo, effective June 30th, 2018. She has been an elementary teacher and a compensatory education/intervention teacher since August 1990.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay, moving onward, 12.6. Acceptance of retirements. I make a motion that the Board of Education accept with regret the retirement of Catherine Kennedy, effective June 30th, 2018. Catherine Kennedy has been a middle school language arts teacher since October of 2000 for a total of almost 18 years of service in the Wallingford Public Schools.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. I make a motion that the Board of Education accept with regret the retirement of Rosemary Duthie, effective August 10th, 2018. Rosemary Duthie was hired as an assistant principal for Mark T. Sheehan High School August 21, 1995, and became principal July 3rd, 2000, for a total of 23 years of service in the Wallingford Public Schools.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries.
And if I may ask...
And
just-
yes, sorry, Dr. Menzo. I
No
missed you.
worries. I would just like to say a few words on behalf of Ms. Duthie. Rosemary has been an incredible leader over many years in Wallingford. She has a quiet way about her, but definitely has been a force at Sheehan that has really move the school forward in many ways. Rosemary is a keeper of a lot of knowledge in the district. She has tremendous historic capacity to remember things, and we always see her as a go-to person when there's an administrative practice or policy or procedure. She is the person you call, because Rosemary will have a file, the notes, she will have the day, the time, the person, probably what they were wearing. I mean, she is so detailed, and we will definitely miss that. And I'm quite certain that I will be calling Rosemary at points throughout the school year because of her knowledge in those areas. And I really, I can't thank her enough for that, because she always, when I ask her a question like that, she'll always like, okay, well, let me think this through, and then, you know, she'll process it. She's very thoughtful, never like, oh, you should have known that. She's just very, very thoughtful and considerate, and I look forward to maintaining contact with Rosemary, because I think she, you know, is again an incredible woman who did an incredible job. I wish her the best. I know she wants to spend some more time on Long Island with her mom, and I'm confident that they'll have many Scrabble games that they'll play together, because that is one of the things that they do. And I know that Rosemary's husband, who has already retired, is looking forward to the opportunity to spend more time with her as well. So again, best of health, best wishes. Could not be more thankful for what she was able to provide to the students and families in Wallingford.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
If I might add to that, one of the things that I think will be truly missed about Mrs. Duthie is the fact that she has served as a mentor both officially and unofficially to so many of our administrators, myself included. And she gives of her time so willingly, so freely. I don't care what time of day you call her. If it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Rosemary is still in office and still is not hurrying your question. She gives of her time completely, freely, and thoroughly on behalf of students, hoping what's best for the students at all times. In addition, I feel like I'd be remiss to not mention her sense of humor and her sense of school spirit, which may not be something that people readily and quickly know about her, but her quick wit is so appreciated by students, and her spirit has been evidenced, I would say, at many pep rallies where students could tell you about some unexpected, wonderful things she's done to be a spirit builder in terms of things such as even doing a poetry slam with students. So she will definitely be missed by many people, me among them.
Thank you. Mr. Votto?
Yeah, I just would like to echo the sentiments of Dr. Menzo and Mrs. What's her name?
Lavalette.
Lavalette. Sorry about that, Cindy. Total brain freeze. Sorry about that. I knew it was Cindy. Couldn't think of the last name. However, on a serious note, I would like to thank Rosemary, too, for her dedication and commitment to our school system. I believe I was on the board when we made her a principal of the school, and she has done a very good job there. And Mrs. Lavalette, you're absolutely right. There's that other side that a lot of people don't get to see, because she is very much a professional. And involved in many things that happen in the school system, especially that are related to Sheehan. But I, have seen her at executive sessions and stuff, and she is a good person. So I wish you luck, Rosemary, and enjoy your retirement.
Thank you, Mr. Votto. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to weigh in also and echo all the sentiment, but the one thing that I always think about when I think of Mrs. Duthie is that she always put students first, and making sure that we did right by the students and their families in making decisions on their behalf. Always an advocate for our students. And I just want to say to Rosemary, I truly wish her great health and happiness in retirement, and she really gets to enjoy her family and friends and in entering the next chapter of her life. So everything, you guys all summed it up beautifully, but just wanted to weigh in, so thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Great.
I think we good? Okay. Are you, wait, you still have more.
I still have more.
I apologize. I'm sorry, Erin,
That's
I'm
okay.
taking it away.
It's okay.
Go for it.
12.7, moving on. Acceptance of a leave of absence. I make a motion that a leave of absence for Julianne Boucher be approved without pay in accordance with the provision of the current teacher's contract from November 5th, 2019 through November 25th, 2019. All those in favor?
Correction.
Sure.
No, it's 19.
Just a minor correction, you said November 5th, it's November
15th,
15th.
sorry.
That would have been really long.
Yes, that would be really
Yes.
long, you're right. The 15th, November 15th, 2019. And it's 2019, a year from this November. So the 15th through the 25th. And I make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Okay, and lastly, I make a motion that the Board of Education approve the appointment of the following candidates to teaching positions for the 2018-2019 school year, contingent upon proper Connecticut certification as recommended by the Superintendent of Schools. At Dag Hammarskjöld, a language arts teacher, Thomas Ward. At Fritz Elementary, grade 5, Danielle Marcelino. At Rock Hill, grade 4, Mark Malone. And in the PBS department, special education, Peter Kukta. Is it Kukta? Chakta. And the integrated preschool teacher, Crystal Lacey. All those in favor?
Second.
Wait.
Thank
wait
you.
a second.
Thanks. Who gave me the second?
I did.
Just for notes. Thanks, Karen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Item 13 is Operations Committee. Ms. Levack.
We did not have a meeting.
Yeah, so it's not much to say. Item 14, New Business. I do not believe we have any. Item 15, Administration Report. Dr. Menzo.
Yes, I just want to give a couple of quick updates. If you have not signed up for STEM Challenge, there's still time to do so. We will have our community gathering on August 20th from 5 to 7:30 at Toyota Presents Oakdale Theater. So everyone is welcome to attend. We're very excited. The challenges are going very well. So again, we're pleased that we're moving forward in this direction. So again, I want to just encourage people, if you haven't signed up, please do so. I also wanted to share with you, I was given this by the staff at Arts, our alternate route to success over at Lyman Hall, our high school program. They wanted me just to recognize these heroes that were nominated by students and staff and parents for their teaching, guidance, and support of an arts student that has had a significant impact on a student's development. So these individuals were Valerie Proper from Durham Transportation. We have Kristen D. Podesta, a Lyman Hall business teacher. Veronica Scharf, a Lyman Hall art teacher and Bridge Academy advisor. Amy Holt, vice principal at Lyman Hall. Ken Daly, vice principal at Lyman Hall. Joe Corso, principal at Lyman Hall. Christine Melita, vice principal at Dag Hammarskjöld. And Jeff Tierney, the Lyman Hall clerk and information clerk at Lyman Hall. So they wanted just me to publicly share their recognition and gratitude to these individuals for their constant support of the students in their program. Last but not least, I just want to remind everybody, unfortunately I get the bearer of the bad news that the summer will be over as of August 27th when the students report to school. There is the meet and greet for families on the 24th. Information about all of these will be going out over the course of the first 2 weeks in August. So we're hoping that everyone is continuing to have a good summer, staying cool. I know that I personally have reflected upon all my complaints that I wanted to be very hot recently that I had, during the winter. But again, I hope everybody's enjoying themselves, and we look forward to seeing everybody back in the fall. So thank you.
Thank you very much. So very easy. Our date of our next meeting is Monday, August 27th, which will be our televised meeting held here at the Robert F. Parisi Town Council Chambers at 6:30. And with that, this meeting's adjourned. Have a good evening, everybody.